like every night. I will never, never treat you mean. Come on, baby, be my queen. Say your loving's really got soul. Come on, baby, let it go. I will always, always be true, 'cause I love you.
And now, here's Coffee with Jeff.
Filming? Oh, what didn't you say? No, that's not my. I got better songs than mine. I don't know how to get on my iPod. I really don't. No, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Turn that off.
Another stimulating episode of Coffee with Jeff.
Who was that? Hey, Joe, let's try to keep the waitresses away from the microphone, please.
Yes, sir.
It's like your domain, okay? All right, it's Sunday. Time for coffee. I am your host, Jeff. How's everybody doing out there today? I thought I'd start today's show since we have so much going on with some viewer mail.
How about those Bears?
Ah, yes, the Bears. Well, our Bears had a bad Thursday night game against the Packers. Here's to you Green Bay fans. They played a good game. Bears played a crappy game. We played a good game against Indianapolis the Sunday before. We'll see what happens next. We're all both tied 1-1, but I'm not filled with the greatest confidence at the moment, but we'll, Anyway, letters. Our first letter is Real Sexy Hat, Jeff. In fact, that's so sexy, I'd like to take you in the bedroom and rip off your clothes.
I think your hat is taking a life of its own.
Joe, waitress is away from the microphone.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Okay. Next question. What happened to Terry? Remember Terry? He's been a fixture around here for a few years. He did What's with Terry? He's been a reporter. He's ran the Manchester Gallery. And except in Lost in the Woods, we haven't seen much of him. Well, folks, that's what happens when you reach you go beyond Coffee with Jeff. We gave the guy a start. We made him big, and now he's a huge success, and he doesn't have the time now about Coffee with Jeff anymore. In fact, if you know how much we had to pay him to be in the Lost in the Woods segments every week, and that was for one day's work, almost bankrupt the whole production. The Suits and Suits brothers, they weren't happy at all. So hopefully we'll be able to negotiate something with Terry, and I'll make some cameos later in the year. We'll see what happens. Another similar one is what happened to Phoebe the cat. Everybody loved the Phoebe the cat segments, and this is an odd one because I've heard conflicting reports. One has negotiations between Phoebe and Pam, the producer of the segments. There's some weird negotiation going on, but I've heard there might be drugs involved, or she might have issues. A lot of people are thinking that Phoebe needs to check into rehab. I don't know what's true and what's not. You watch TMZ, you hear what I hear. I can just those are done outside the Zeus Brothers studio, and hopefully that gets resolved and we get anyway, that's all. You know, if you have letters, questions, comments about Coffee with Jeff, you can send them to coffeewithjeff@gmail.com. You can post them on Facebook, you can post them on Twitter, or you can put them on the website, the coffeewithjeff.com website. And I'll read your questions on the air. In fact, it gives me something to talk about. But those are the only three we had. And Joe, what's next?
3 old men.
Good idea.
What you got there, Terry?
There's moss on this tree.
How does that help us?
Well, I learned about this in Boy Scouts. You can use moss to find your way in the woods.
That's right, it grows on the north side of trees.
Yeah.
But do we know if the picnic is north? Can you eat it?
I don't know, kind of looks like spinach.
I'm not eating moss. Alright, now here's something you'll never see Willy doing. I call this Grateful Dead dancing. This is something I would never do, especially if nobody else is doing it.
Your life is an illusion. You live with your head in the sand. I know, I'm Dunder Schnooks. Have you ever looked up in the sky and saw strange white trails emerging from high-flying jets? The evidence is right there, in front of your eyes. Evidence of your government's evil interference into your everyday life. The powers that'll be will never admit it, but I have figured it out. I know the truth. These are nothing more than a secret government conspiracy called chemtrails. They're a powerful mind and weather-controlled drugs being dumped into the atmosphere for the sole purpose of turning you and your loved ones into brain-eating zombies. You'll stumble around in, like, hurricanes and blizzards and stuff, all confused and...
Or they're streaks caused by condensed water vapor, which is caused by jet engines, which is freezing in the cold upper atmosphere. I'm just saying.
I'm Dunder Schnooks.
Here's the sad thing. There really are people who believe those trails left by planes are the government's attempt to poison us. Go figure.
Come on, baby. Be my queen. Will you screw that? Oh, you know you want me, honey. I want you so bad. Oh, you just drive me mad. Oh, you're the one. It had to come. Oh, just every night. It's so right. But give me loving. I have it coming. Even though I will treat you right. Give me love like every night. I will never, never treat you mean. Come on, baby, be my queen. Say your loving's really got soul. Come on, baby, let it go. I will always, always be true. 'Cause I love you.
So the other day I'm driving down Washington Avenue by CLC, the college, and there's a typical house on the side of the road with a long driveway back to the house, and on the front there's a typical mailbox sitting there.
But underneath the mailbox, there's a wooden plank sign, like an old piece of wood, and it just spelled out the name Zucchini. Zucchini. And I thought right away, it's like, well, why is that sign there? Is their name Zucchini? I know what you're saying. You're saying, Jeff, they probably sell zucchini. But why would they just put a sign that says zucchini? Just zucchini. That's an odd word, zucchini. But why just zucchini? Why not zucchini or for sale? Zucchini for sale. Wouldn't that be better? So I thought, what if their name is Zucchini? And maybe they put the sign up because some relatives from out of town are going to come. And I thought there's Mrs. and Mrs. Zucchini, a bunch of little zucchinis running around. Huh. Of course, I have no interest in zucchini, so whether they're a family of zucchinis or what they do, I'm not going to stop there for any reason at all. And if they are selling zucchinis, isn't that an odd thing to sell? Tomatoes, eggs, carrots, lettuce, firewood, I can see those, but zucchinis? Do you eat zucchinis? Does anybody out there eat zucchinis?
And now, on the road with Willy.
All right, the On the Road crew was invited back to the Will Rock Studios this week to meet a band called Adaletaapos Way out of Las Vegas.
Welcome to 95 Will Rock Studio East with Adaletaapos Way! You know what? The one thing about us is we're a fun band. We like to do, like if there's 23 hours and we're just doing nothing, we'll get a game of football or like wiffle ball or like corn or something. And we'll get the other bands and we'll play. And I think that's why the Carnival Minutes was such a good feel, because it reminded me of an old school rock tour. We'd all play, we'd all go
those
backstage.
caravan bus tours where they go all around the country.
It would be all of us, like all the bands. It'd be Alter Bridge, it'd be us, it'd be Theory with That Man. We'd all be backstage together in barbecuing or grilling like a picnic area, just having fun.
Yeah, you tell the family-friendly version of that. The guys
I do.
There's other stories.
Very family-friendly. I mean, there's a lot of, we're definitely all back behind the trailers, smoking a joint. But what do you want to say, man? It's a rock tour, and I think. Some of the people today are a little too angry, man. They need to go back to the good stuff.
Well, I'm back up. I'm surprised. So you're saying that there's marijuana at these shows? Wait a second now.
Stop saying.
I'm not confirming.
Wait a second. We'll not sanction that activity. No, actually, the 420 hit of the day. So. All
right, Adaletaapos Way playing a little acoustic version of their tune "Sick."
So sick of my life, it's the same old trip. Try to make it bend, never cares. Look what you made me. What you made me. I hate my boss, he's a little bitch. Keeps it up, I'll make him quit or I'll go crazy. I'm going crazy. If you're sick like me, there's no stopping now. Gotta bring it up and just let it up. If I was sick like you, I would feed the fire. I would light it up and watch it all go down. And watch it all go down.
All right, that's it from the Will Rock Studios and the band called Adaletaapos Way. It's On the Road with Willy. Later.
Aha! And here's another method of inspection, a private eye everyone should have if they've got a secret ingredient to guard. It helps check each and every bottle of Coke to make sure that no foreign matter has sneaked into the scheme of things. As with this test bottle containing a solid bit of matter, it'll spot the guilty bottle and reject it. All right, now it's time for our filled bottles of Coca-Cola to get out there and meet their adoring public again. And dig this snappy method of getting them in the cartons and cases. Would you guess that the technical name for this item is the case packer?
I am not a cyclist. I'm a bikeist. I like going for bike rides. On the weekends, get out, see nature, get some exercise, that type of thing. Cyclists, on the other hand, are these guys who wear this tight spandex, colorful clothing and take themselves really seriously, and they drive around in gangs, huge gangs, and I've got a million stories about these guys to tell you because I see them all the time. But the big deal about these guys is they're lawbreakers. They have no respect for the law or rules whatsoever. What do I mean by that? Take a look at this footage. I shot this. Read the sign clearly. Look at the bikers clearly breaking the law. Listen, cyclists, we live in a society of rules. Rules are there for a reason. Rules that you should follow. I'm just saying. This is Jeff with more cyclist stories. And now it's time for this week's Great Criminal Mastermind. Guys and gals, today I want you to imagine yourself a young man who needs to get himself a couple of dollars. In the area is a university with 2 rival bookstores, and you ask yourself, how can I make this pay? Well, if you're like 25-year-old Terry Davis of Prospect, Kentucky, you are hanging around the University of Louisville's Health and Science Center. You might allegedly decide to steal a book from one bookstore, let's say, I don't know, a Barnes & Noble, and return it to another bookstore, let's say Gray's College Bookstore. Now you might ask yourself, is this ethical? To answer that, you may ask Terry Davis, since the book he was allegedly stealing was Resolving Ethical Issues. Oh, the irony. Next you might ask, will I get caught? Yes, you will if, like Terry, security cameras catch you both taking the book and selling the book. Terry Davis was arrested for theft. And for your information, stealing even a book is not ethical. And that was this week's Great Criminal Mastermind. We'll be back in future with other criminal geniuses. Thanks everybody for watching. Lines up another show. I've got a few special thank yous, and that's to the people who've reposted Coffee with Jeff on Facebook. So that's the only way Coffee with Jeff is going to spread, is by my friends making comments and sharing it with their friends. You know, I shared it with 2 friends, they shared it with 2 friends, blah blah blah, 6 degrees of separation, you know, and I'm rich and I can retire. So Willy, Jill, Terry and Pam, I think those are the only ones who shared Coffee with Jeff. Why are the rest of you being so gosh darn selfish? Anyway, I just appreciate everybody for watching. Viewership was down last week, but first day of football, I'll look up to that, and I'm hoping this show does a little better. We will see you next week. I'm off to see my dad. Bye.
You know I'll treat you right. Give you love like every night. I will never, never treat you mean.